Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we are doing a reading to see what your person would most like to say to you. It's a messages from your person reading. We're going to begin by getting some oracle cards to get a sense of where the connection is right now, and how this person's feeling for you overall. I don't like the way that looks. Okay. And then we're going to move into messages, obviously, and we're going to clarify the messages with tarot and get some love advice for you guys at the end. So let's go ahead and see what is going on in this connection right now. What is the overall vibe between the two of you? What is the overall vibe between Aries and their person? Okay. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So you could be feeling a little bit lonely. It doesn't surprise me. These messages are usually reserved for people that are in some sort of separation, or they're not in physical contact with their person. You could be feeling that almost like in need of comfort. I'm getting both of you, because this is about what's going on between the both of you. You could be missing each other right now. You could have recently been focusing a little bit too much on each other, and that's why Spirit is bringing forth this message about you guys. It's important to take a step back, because maybe you both have been investing a little too much time and energy into this connection, or maybe one of you is taking a step back and the other one is like confused. So this is about both of you. So we'll see as the reading goes on how your person's feeling about you. We also have this message of close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So there could be some sort of extenuating circumstance, some unpleasant circumstance that is contributing to these feelings of lack or loneliness, or just like a general sense of misfortune I'm getting. That's also making you maybe doubt the connection itself, both of you. And that whole thing about, oh, we deserve to feel joyful. I feel like if this is a dynamic with somebody where you've had some sort of like breakup or stop talking or ending communication, there could be as a result of like the guilt on one end, and maybe the feeling of not being like a good enough, like a feeling of low self-esteem on the other end. That's why maybe each of you feels like you don't deserve this connection, or you don't deserve to feel joyful, or like I said, some sort of like misfortune, especially if it was like brought on by you. Say you did something and you got fired, like, but you're like, oh, but I messed up, and it's like I don't deserve anything good in my life, like having like an attitude like that, just having some sort of misfortune that's like contributing to your basic feelings of like not deserving this. So there's like a little bit of a damper on this reading, I would say. Let's get, what else is going on here? Let's get a couple of these. All right, I'm gonna close my eyes. What's going on between Aries and their person right now? If I get months, I'm gonna throw it back. Wait. Okay. Okay, we have club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Interesting. And rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Sometimes I don't know if these are like literal. Obviously, if they resonate for you, this whole club energy, someone's trying to make you do something against your will, you would know if that resonates. But I feel like that could be a sense of what, maybe there's a feeling of like, oh, I'm like forcing this person to be with me, so I'm just gonna like take a step back, or feeling like that you don't want to force something, if we're gonna take the words literally. But honestly, just looking at the imagery, I feel like there was like a lot of pain in this connection, but it's like this is saying the most difficult part of a situation is over. So I feel like this could just be a little residual lingering, like, oh, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Kind of like the aftershocks of an earthquake, you know, it's like the worst is over, but like there's like that rippling effect of little waves of pain, little waves of whatever this is, like insecurities and things like that going on. So I think Spirit's coming through to reassure you, okay, like even if you are having this little bump in the road right now, like the worst part is over. So that's good to know. Let's grab some to see how this person is specifically feeling about you, because I'm curious, how is Aries person currently feeling towards Aries? Okay. How is Aries person currently feeling towards Aries? Oh. Connection. Your connection is eternal and unbreakable. Okay. And then we have emotion. So your person's definitely feeling very emotional about this per these cards. Okay. How is Aries person currently feeling towards Aries? Whoa. We have 1-1, acknowledge and take responsibility. Interesting. With reunion, reconciling differences. So I feel like, yeah, this is kind of affirming or confirming what I was kind of feeling. So maybe your person is the one that was in the energy of guilt with this whole take responsibility energy, where they are acknowledging their own role here. With this whole someone is going to make you do something against your will. Maybe they felt in the past that they were the one being forced, or that you were trying to force a connection or something like that between them because they were shut down or something like that. But it seems like they've maybe taken some time to think about the situation, and they're entertaining the idea of taking responsibility, maybe making an apology. I shuffled a song for you, and it was Human by the Human League, which is about and honestly I thought about it when I saw this card, because I think that card talks about how, like, during like a period of separation, how he was like with somebody else in the song. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. Obviously, we're not trying to trigger anybody, but if you in fact know that they were seeing other people, I feel like it was almost like they had to like feel like they were being forced. Okay, this is like the scenario I'm getting. They felt like they were being forced, like, you guys cease communication, whatever one of you. I'm not really getting that right now, but someone walked away. There was like a break or a breakup, and this person maybe did try to like explore their options, almost like, let me just like get what I want, and like, okay, I'm free now, someone's trying to make me do something against my will, so let me just go do like what my will wants me to do. And it's like, I'm almost getting like they tried this XXX and it wasn't working out, and it's like, okay, this person, it's just like, this is a 3-dimensional heart as opposed to these like little X marks, like, you know what I mean? Almost like, okay, like this isn't working, like, it's just not as real as what I feel with Aries. And they're acknowledging certain acknowledging, yeah, certain truths, certain repercussions of their actions. I think that's why they're taking a step back too. They're still like deep in thought about this. Let's just grab 2 of these. How else is Aries person feeling towards Aries? Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay. What else? Oh, that's 2. Let's just get it. It's healing family issues and passion. How else is Aries person feeling about Aries currently? Stay optimistic about your love life. Okay, so I feel like even if they're in a bad place right now, I guess the messages will reflect where they're truly at. I think they are going to be moving into this more positive energy. I feel like they're kind of like right in the midst of like feeling hopeless about a situation, and then it's going to transition where they're going to realize like, oh, there is hope. There is like that rainbow after the rain, you know what I mean? Almost like there is a chance to maybe, yeah, reconciling differences was here. But also dark night of the soul is under that, you see? So it's like almost after something dark, there's going to be like this happier era coming through. You could see that with the imagery there, where they're maybe going to realize like, okay, like I can fix this, I can take responsibility, they're going to have a more positive outlook, obviously, with the optimistic outlook, and this trust energy. I feel like they feel like the crux of this issue between the two of you is them needing to show you that you can trust them, in whatever way that you felt like you couldn't before. So if they did cheat on you or something, they want to maybe rebuild this connection in that way. If they were flaky, and like again, like that whole scenario we were talking about, where they're almost trying to make you feel like, oh, like the connection was all in your head, and almost like emotion, not even manipulating, but I think like not even being able to face their own feelings, and maybe almost like putting the blame on you. I feel like it was pretty brutal and pretty rough here. So they know that it is, while it is going to be difficult to build up this trust, they do want forgiveness. And that's the whole theme of that song, Human. It's like, won't you please forgive me? Like, but it's like, I'm only human, I make mistakes. So I feel like they are learning to forgive themselves as well a little bit. And I feel like that's like the shift that's going to happen, where they're going to be like, you know what, all right, I fucked up, but I can take responsibility and fix this now, or try to. And it's like almost like optimistic, like at least just like making my peace with this person will make me feel better no matter what the outcome is. And then I can maybe even like move on or move forward with this person, kind of a thing. So, okay, let's see what Aries person would most like to say to Aries right now. Okay. We have, your voice is my favorite sound. Sorry, I didn't realize these were gonna like not. Okay. Your voice is my favorite sound. And no matter how things may seem, there's something special that's reserved only for you. Okay. What else would Aries person want to say to Aries? You have so many layers. What else would Aries person want to say to Aries? I'm done fighting this. I know what I want. I feel that I'm being pulled in two directions. I love how you have integrity even when no one's looking. I don't know if this is gonna, like another row is gonna fit or not. Let me just see. Yeah, okay. All right, so what is Aries person? Okay, woo, that's too many. What is Aries person wanting to say to Aries? You're so witty, you hit people with some zingers, and you're such an interesting person. And you're the only one I could commit to. Duh, Big Sean from Memories Faded. It's a song by 2088. I feel like they might be mowing the lawn. If my dog starts barking, I'm so sorry. So, okay, I feel like this is pretty positive overall. This person, there's a lot of, actually there's a pretty good mix of like I statements and you statements. So I feel like they are not in, oh God, with this lawn mowing. I feel like they're not entirely like wrapped up in their own head. They're also like, they're considering you as well. They're thinking about all the things that they appreciate about you, your voice, your complexity. Oh, right above, right here. Your complexity with you have so many layers, your wit and your conversation. I kind of feel like that's coming through twice. They really like talking to you, and they feel like you have integrity, and they could really know this because of the things that have happened between the two of you. They maybe didn't have the most integrity, like for example with the club, so and you did, you know what I mean? Even when like now they've acknowledged that they were being unfair, where maybe they couldn't take responsibility in the past, they're like, wow, this person really could have told me where to go. This person could have really like had some valid points and like really like lashed out at me, but they're like, wow, this person really did have this integrity. I feel like you're like almost like a mystery to them with this, you're such an interesting person. Or regardless, like they feel like they know you, and then they like uncover all these different layers and they find you very interesting. Like again, with how that, oh God, help me. All right, buddy. How that heart was 3-dimensional when the exes were 1-dimensional. That could be like literal, like their ex-girlfriends. Like they're like, wow, like even somebody they thought was their type, somebody they thought there was like that was their ideal person, is like kind of looking a little flat in their eyes compared to you. So that's always good. That's what we like to say. Let me just see. Oh, sorry if that was too loud. Let's use Wild Unknown to clarify this. The deck I usually use, let's see. No. Okay. Let's see, what your voice is my favorite sound. What is Aries person thinking about? I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but the Ace of Cups. So I feel like there's something about the way you speak, or the cadence, or the kind of like expression, the warmth behind your voice with the Ace of Cups that just it just puts them in a good mood. With the Ace, like I'm getting like I want to smile, like I feel like I want to smile, where they're just like, oh, like it's like refreshing. I saw your energy is so refreshing. So I feel like your energy is like something that's super potent that you don't even have to say much. With the Ace of Cups, this could just be like a, oh, hello. Like maybe they did hear your voice for the first time in a little while, or like they reconnected with you somehow and they're like just hearing your voice, being around your energy. Ow. My throat now is like acting up, I feel like. I don't know, it's like they may not have said much, but like they were happy to hear your voice is something that I'm getting. And that's kind of what made them realize like that they're done fighting this. Even if they didn't hear your voice though, I feel like there's something about, there's like a warmth in you that they're like remembering. We have, no matter how things may seem, there's something special that's reserved only for you. We have the Three of Cups. Again, more Cups energy. They're definitely feeling a lot right now. And again, like I said, they were engaging in other connections, or just like out there wilding, like whatever they were doing. They were like, they had a special place for you reserves here. And I feel like that's also a theme in that song Human by the Human League. I would maybe listen to that because I feel like that's how this person is like honestly feeling. I'm noticing like these gradients of yellow. It's almost like sunshine and like the rainbow energy, like after a storm. Like they're really, but not really a storm, after like a dark night. It's like almost like in the morning. Like with this, it's almost reminding me of like the sunrise. Like the sun came back into their life or something like that. So there's like a joy, a feeling of celebration, a feeling of, even in a group setting, that like you stand out from the group, that there's some, like they've always seen you as special, even if they couldn't like articulate that to themselves. And like even though they ran from this connection, it's like I think that's something that they're grappling with and coming to terms with now, that like, oh, like this bond between the two of us has kind of always been there. I just like didn't see it for what it was, or I mislabeled it. Like they might have just been like, oh, like not even like really seeing the importance of it in a way. Like they gave it a label, like a less than label kind of is what I'm getting. You have so many layers. The Page of Swords. Again, I'm getting this vibe that, and then the Queen of Swords here. I'm getting this vibe, this kind of quiet, mysterious vibe. The Page of Swords is somebody that observes and doesn't say much. So again, like I was saying with this integrity thing, you maybe had the opportunity to say something, to speak your mind. You had like every right to almost call this person out in a way, and it's almost like you stayed quiet, you stayed mysterious. I'm getting like high priestess energy with all these owls. The Queen of Swords again is somebody that just will like cut you off and not say much, so that could have been like what happened between the two of you. And again, you could have come off very sweet, and like with the Three of Cups and the Ace of Cups, very warm, very social, very talkative, very like, oh, like, you know, like again, they love your voice, they love the warmth that comes from like just the things you say and the way you speak. And then all of a sudden it's like they got this cold energy from you, and they're like, whoa, I didn't even, oh, all right, they're like, oh, I didn't even know this person like had that side to them. Like they kind of like classified you as like kind of like, oh, like maybe silly, or just like ultra feminine, soft with no substance, like a pretty face with no substance, something like that. But then they realized there was this whole like strength and like this like silent strength in you, and they're like, whoa, what else was I not seeing about this person? So yeah, they didn't categorize you correctly and this connection. I'm done fighting this. I know what I want. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands on the Sun, but I'm done fighting this. I know what I want. Clarify this for Aries person. We have the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like their emotions have really begun to play a bigger role in this person's they've really started considering like their emotional needs and wants when deciding the way they want their life to go and the things that they're going after. Like they're like tuning in more to their feminine side in a way, where it's like, again, with the fighting, that's more of like a masculine energy. It's like Mars energy. And then like we have the Queen of Cups, which is like the opposite. Yeah, like they're like, I give up, like you fill up my cup. Like I can't fight this anymore. Like REO Speedwagon, like I don't know what I started fighting for. Like I just, and remember how the Knight of Swords came out? It's like, it reminds me of that part in that song where it's like, if I have to come crashing in the door, or whatever, how he says it. Baby, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Like they're just like that part about crashing through the door that reminded me of that like Knight of Swords energy. And they could feel like they're someone that's very complex, because now that I realize like that Knight of Swords came out, that was another owl. Again, like I said, they kind of like they misjudged you and like kind of put you in like a silly Three of Cups energy. Even though they felt a special connection with you, their brain wasn't able to like realize what that meant, the significance of it. Because I feel like they think kind of like a lot of themselves, where they're like, they think they're very complex and very layered. Like you guys could be very similar in nature. So even, it's funny because they could do the same thing. They could have this kind of front and be like, feel like they're super complex and smart and stuff like inside, and nobody knows it and they're fooling everybody. But then like they like misjudged it in you. They saw like the same energy kind of being mirrored back to them, and it's like kind of funny that they weren't able to like see that it was their own energy in a way, and they misjudged you and kind of fell for the same game that they already like that they invented. Like, if that makes sense. And they were like, whoa, cool, like, oh, I just heard that Kendrick Lamar, like, she give me a run for my money, like, from that love song. So I feel like that could be something. I feel that I'm being pulled in two directions. This I'm interested to see, because Temperance, I feel like, again, they're trying to temper their, with the fire energy. It's like fire and water, yeah, which is like the energy basically of Temperance. But I was kind of getting that, like, Mars and the Queen of Cups, I was kind of already picking up on this sort of, like, clash of the elements here. So I feel like that's what's going on. Like I feel like they are wanting to come crashing through the door, but their emotions, it's important to take a step back right now. I think they want to think this through. I think they want to, whether that's them just trying to stall themselves and more like delaying tactics, or actually what the universe and their spirit guides are kind of communicating with them like to do, like it's not the right time kind of a thing. I feel like they could be feeling a lot of pressure to come forward, a lot of emotions. They could almost like, but it looks like tears, they could be crying, I don't know, like they're not necessarily, but they could just be, there's like this merit. I want to get like one more to kind of clarify that. Okay, so the Fool, the Ace of Wands, the Two of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands. I feel like their energy is like all over the place and a little bit too scattered. So they're just trying to, like, they could almost be like very emotional about this because they're kind of like purging through. I feel like right now, like something I've noticed for myself is that a lot of my past, whatever they were, romantic entanglements, whatever you want to call it, have been like popping up for my review. Somebody that I like, oh, had such a toxic relationship, oh, like invited me out to dinner, like no thank you, like, you know what I mean, tried to, whatchamacallit, like, what's it called, oh, added me on Snap or whatever, like the same guy, and it was like denied, like, you know what I mean. So it's like, another person I just saw yesterday that came into my job that I had like a little talking thing with, like, oh, like it was nice to see you, felt like it was like, oh, hi, how are you, like since we stopped talking we haven't cleared the air, felt nice to just be like, oh, nice to see you, bye, like it was just like a polite exchange. But like, you know, like it's been awkward, like we work in the same plaza, haven't, I feel like that's just like in the energy right now is what I'm saying though, like, and it was kind of the theme of that Capricorn reading that I did where I felt like things were going to be clearing out. So I feel like 3 or 4 people that I talked, something came up with each of them like in the past couple weeks. So that could be happening with this person, that could be happening with you guys, where that's why it's important to take a step back right now, because there's some things that need to be wrapped up before the next phase can begin on like a collective level for all of us, not just with this person, you know. So something to think about. And that's why like there's this feeling of temperance and needing to like cleanse out the past, and maybe even with you guys, if there was some difficult things, there's like that final cleanse coming through between the two of you. But even with those exes, it's almost like, okay, I'm leaving this in the past, I'm leaving that in the past. And even if they don't physically pop up or like slide into your DMs or whatever, like they could just, it could be coming up in your mind. So, okay, I love how you have integrity even when no one's looking. The Empress, they just see you as somebody that is a cut above the rest. They have taken, I'm getting like their preconceived notions of you with like the other side of the equation, like the things, like the other layers that they've uncovered in you, and it's all kind of like melded together to create this beautiful picture, this full picture of like a 3-dimensional, again, I'm getting that really strongly. They have like such a clear picture of you. It's the way you feel to them, like it's the way you are. It's like this energy, this loving energy that just like radiates from you. It's like this pink energy with this purple, which is making me think of like the crown chakra, but it's like mingled in with this like this intellectual energy with the purple, but then it's also coming from like a pure place with this Empress. Like you're at your roots, it's very pure. You're not mean unless you have to be. You don't make these tough decisions lightly. Like there's more love than like the intellectual. So I feel like they see you as an emotional person, but like, again, the intellectualism is something that they didn't notice about you at first. And they're like, this whole picture of you is making them just realize what a beautiful person you are. And with the integrity, yeah, it's like everything comes from a pure place. And they really are like, wow, this person is very special. Like, again, there's something special that's reserved only for you, like, because you're special. You're my Empress. Like, you're clearly somebody they see, like, deserving of a future with them. They could see you building something very substantial here with the Empress. Again, another 3. So, let's see. You're so witty. So, you hit people with some zingers. The World and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel that I feel like with the World, it's almost like they feel, I feel like something that they have always wanted in a relationship is somebody that they could have like a mental connection with the World being here. I feel like they know that that wouldn't be an issue for you. It'd be like 2 minds working in tandem. I feel like with other connections that they had, the communication was very like complicated and fraught with arguments, like they stuck, like we wouldn't get anywhere. This looks very streamlined and like it's just like things clicking into place is a vibe that I'm getting from this, where it's like here it was a mess. I'm getting a sense that they feel that that mental connection that they have with you, that you like truly understand them. And this isn't something that they even realize that they wanted or needed in a connection, but through their interactions with you, they have had this sort of like new understanding. And it's almost like with the world, it's like they really want to take this seriously. Again, this is another 3. These 2 are like the major arcanas 3, which is a number of expansion. So I feel like they are ready for this connection to unfold and expand at this point in a very like serious way. The world is ruled by Saturn, so it's almost like the lessons that they've learned and the hard times that they have gone through have really put them in a position where they're like ready for this, where they're ready to take responsibility, they're ready to like right their wrongs and look realistically at what has gone on between you guys in the past, to really like end a chapter and start a new happier one. They feel like things are changing here, yeah, with this butterfly as well. And they can't deny the compatibility between the 2 of you. You're such an interesting person. And we have the 8 of Swords. So I feel like they're acknowledging also the fact that they didn't give this relationship a chance. They didn't give you a chance maybe to show yourself in your best light, is something that I'm getting. And they're acknowledging that they had like a part in it. So if you feel like ashamed, or like if you ever feel like insecure about the way you acted, for instance, in the past or something like that, I feel like they're acknowledging that the situation was so like limited because like there wasn't like authentic communication happening. There wasn't room for even like the sexual energy to flourish. If you guys have like hooked up, like they didn't create a space where you felt safe to open up. This is what they're thinking. You may feel differently, but they're feeling like they didn't give this a chance to like open up and flourish as well. It could be like they didn't give the chance for this relationship to really like get going, like for there to create anything solid. It was just kind of like in a stagnant energy for a while, and they feel like they missed a chance to get to know like a really interesting person and explore a really interesting dynamic. And I think they're just like realizing that like with this is like such a different energy. Like this is a Empress that's flourishing, and maybe in the absence or the separation between the 2 of you, you've really like come into your own in a way. And with this 9 of Pentacles being here, whereas like in the relationship, your energy was like just not really allowed to flourish, and now like being apart, you have flourished on your own, and it's like you become like this magnetic energy. And this person is, even if they misjudged you in the past, which I think we were talking about that they definitely did, they're like, wow. They're acknowledging that like very much so, and just wanting you to know that like they see you differently now. So I just like cut to the reunion, which is cute. So all right, what advice for Aries? And then let's wrap up this reading. What is the advice for Aries in regard to this connection specifically? Spirit, what is the advice for Aries? Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Okay. What else? That's way too many. We'll just take this one. We have open, say yes, expand through the extremes. So I feel like what Spirit is wanting to say is like, we'll get a couple more, but you might be like more closed off than you realize to this connection. You might be wondering, like, you might be on guard waiting for the next attack, like with this club energy, like, oh, is this person, what if they come in? Like, you feel like you're gonna have to be on guard. How will I know if it's real? And I feel like Spirit's saying, like, say yes, expand through the extremes, trust life, be open to this connection, be open to seeing what this person is going to bring to the table at the very least. Be curious, like, if they do end up like contacting you or coming back in, be like, okay, have the energy of like, because you could feel like, I don't know, like, what if this person like does the same thing? Like, you know, what if we get caught up in the same pattern? And I think what you need to realize is that yes, there is a chance that this person could come back in and exhibit the same behavior, but that doesn't mean that you're going to get caught up in the same pattern. Like, yes, you might be disappointed, you might be get hopeful and then have like a disappointment and some sort of a letdown, but I think Spirit's saying like you have grown a lot, your boundaries are strong and in place, and what might happen is that yes, you might have a letdown and be disappointed, but what's not going to happen is that you're not going to accept that behavior. You're just going to walk away, like deal with your disappointment and go back to your very full, juicy, enriching, beautiful life here. So you don't need to worry about that. You just need to be curious. Okay, how is this person going to act? You'll know by their behavior. You'll know if they come in with the same energy, like because you'll recognize it because you've dealt with it before, clearly in this case. So what else is the message here, the advice for Aries? The grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. Yes, we're trusting the universe. We're at the point now where we know that like we have our spirit guides looking out for us. Like we know we have our ancestors looking out for us. Like we know that like the wisdom that we've gleaned ourselves through this life journey, and just specifically in our experience with this person, we've learned how to forgive ourselves, we've learned how to forgive others, and we're trusting that whatever is meant for us is going to come in. And you know, that's something you could just say. Like a lot of times people want to make these complicated affirmations. Like I've been just using basically like I trust the universe, and things have been like kind of happening, feel like they're happening very like effortlessly. And another thing you can say is you know, I'm open to what the universe wants to give me. I'm open to my highest path, or something like that. Keep it very general and just like allow like the universe to do its thing. I allow the universe to do its thing. There you go. One more. Okay, protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval. I feel like there's again this message of like being blocked off, and you're almost maybe getting into a sense. That's why again maybe you need to take a step back right now. This is energy between the two of you, where you again need to realize, kind of reiterating that message of like, just be curious. What are they going to do? What are they going to bring to the table? Know your worth. Know that if they don't bring what you're looking for to the table, someone else will, or whatever. You could set your own table and eat alone. Like you're okay. Like what's that quote? I love it. I always put it on my shit. It's like, believe me when I know what I bring to the table, so believe me when I say like I'm not afraid to eat alone. Like you're not afraid to eat alone. Like you have this full enriching life, and it's, if this person comes in and kind of does the same thing, all you'll do is just get back to it. So there's no need to worry. Your boundaries are there for a reason, and you know how to use them. So all right guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise I will catch you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.